190 miles per hour, 43 cars fighting for position, and one man, a YouTuber, in the lead. His radio crackled. The entire NASCAR world leaned in, and he said, "Mark my words. I am winning this race." His name is Cletus McFarland. On one side of the story, we have Denny Hamlin, a driver with 50-plus NASCAR wins and decades of experience, battling the best in the world. On the other side, Cletus McFarland, a YouTuber known for building wild cars in a field, not racing them at Talladega Superspeedway. At Talladega, the most chaotic, most unpredictable, most brutally unforgiving track in all of American motorsports, Cletus McFarland took the lead. He held it. He dominated. He came 0.111 seconds short of making that statement the most famous sentence in modern NASCAR history. A photo finish at 190 mph separated him from history. And when Denny Hamlin watched it unfold in real time, he did not laugh. He did not dismiss it. He broke it down, piece by piece, on his podcast. What he said forced an entire sport to ask a question it is not comfortable asking. If a YouTuber can come this close to winning at Talladega, what does that say about NASCAR? Stay till the end, because the real story isn't what happened. It's what it means for NASCAR going forward. If you're finding this breakdown valuable and want more insights like this, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel right now. It helps us tremendously. Before truly delving into Hamlin's analysis, it is crucial to understand precisely who Cletus McFarland is. His real name is Lawrence Garrett Mitchell. He is prominently known for his extensive YouTube presence, specializing in high-energy custom car builds and drag racing content, commanding a massive and dedicated online following. Importantly, McFarland is not a NASCAR Cup Series driver. His participation was in the ARCA Menards Series race at Talladega Superspeedway. This event utilizes the same track, exhibits the same chaotic dynamics, and involves identical drafting principles as a Cup Series race. The ARCA field is competitive, not merely a recreational circuit. Talladega is widely regarded as one of the most challenging tracks to master in motorsports, and the race featured both seasoned veterans and rising stars, underscoring the level of competition. So, when this man, a YouTuber who openly admitted he had no idea what he was doing, grabbed the lead at Talladega, the entire NASCAR world stopped and stared. Cletus McFarland was never anticipated to be a front-runner. No pre-race predictions positioned him as a contender. Yet, early in the race, his approach was notably different. He exhibited patience, avoiding forced maneuvers and panic. He allowed the race to unfold, consistently placing himself in advantageous positions and skillfully managing the draft. This patient strategy proved effective. With fewer than 30 laps remaining, Cletus McFarland seized the lead. His radio call at that moment was completely unscripted and profound. "I'm living the dream." These 3 words encapsulated pure, raw emotion, devoid of any media-trained responses. Simply a man genuinely experiencing an improbable reality. In the commentary booth, Brendan Butterbean, Queen engaged in a memorable exchange with McFarland, an interaction now celebrated as peak NASCAR. "Do it for Biff, baby," Queen encouraged, referencing NASCAR legend Greg Biffle, who tragically passed away in a plane crash in December. This tribute imbued the moment with an emotional depth transcending a mere race. With Cletus firmly in the lead and robust drafting support behind him, a palpable momentum built with each passing lap. The possibility of victory felt real. The entire field, along with countless fans and seasoned observers like Denny Hamlin, watched intently. A collective tension mounted. Could this unprecedented outcome truly materialize? The drama culminated in the decisive moment during the final laps. Cletus became overly focused on the car threatening from his inside. He moved to block this interior threat. Crucially, while McFarland was defending the inside lane, the car directly behind him, the one intended to provide the necessary push, veered to the outside. Andy Jankowiak expertly exploited this split-second decision, slipping through the vacated outside lane to claim the victory. The final margin was a mere 0.111 seconds, a photo finish at 190 mph. As Hamlin precisely articulated it, Cletus was just one solid move away from actually winning. He had all the help behind him, but he was so concerned with the car that was on the inside. Now here's where the story gets bigger than just a race result, because what Denny Hamlin said next is what NASCAR fans really need to hear. When Denny Hamlin speaks about racing, his insights command attention throughout the garage. With over 50 NASCAR wins, including 3 Daytona 500 victories, he is recognized as one of the most analytical and strategic minds in the sport. Through his podcast, Actions Detrimental, Hamlin consistently provides deep analyses of racing strategy, critical decisions, and the technical intricacies of stock car racing. His decision to address Cletus McFarland's performance was not obligatory. He chose to do so, a choice that inherently validates the significance of the event. Hamlin's initial quote directly addressed the race's climactic moments. Cletus was just one solid move away from actually winning. He had all the help behind him, but he was so concerned with the car that was on the inside. He goes down, he's trying to block it. Meanwhile, the guy that was about to push him just goes on by on the outside and wins the race. This was not an act of derision, but a meticulous, factual analysis, the very type of breakdown Hamlin reserves for truly impactful events. It is important to note that misjudging threats in the closing laps at Talladega is an error even highly experienced Cup Series drivers occasionally make, underscoring that Hamlin was dissecting a fundamental racing decision, not merely a beginner's mistake. Hamlin's commentary extended beyond a simple recount of the race. His subsequent remarks fundamentally reshaped the perception of Cletus McFarland's performance. I mean, certainly it looks like he's more in control of his car now than he's ever been. I think the track time is doing him well, and I think the ARCA Series is doing him well. So it's working. This statement does not describe a fluke. Rather, it details a driver's clear development, improvement, and positive trajectory. Hamlin was assessing Cletus McFarland's progress with the same seriousness he would apply to any legitimate racing prospect. He further commented, "I thought it was a fun race to watch just simply because, from my standpoint, he was in it. Could you possibly see this amateur driver go out there and win this race?" At Talladega, the answer is always yes. The mere fact that Hamlin dedicated significant time on his podcast to analyze this performance serves as the highest form of validation currently available within the NASCAR community. This narrative, however, extends beyond Cletus McFarland's individual feat. The events at Talladega unveiled a truth about the sport itself that the industry can no longer disregard. Talladega functions as the great equalizer. At this particular track, the draft and strategic positioning wield significantly more influence than raw experience alone. On the very same Sunday that Cletus nearly achieved victory, prominent Cup Series drivers such as Kyle Larson, Ryan Preece, and William Byron all reported feeling helpless during the closing laps of their own race. Even the most accomplished drivers in the world concede the inherent unpredictability of Talladega. The current superspeedway racing package has contributed to a significantly leveled playing field, a development that remains contentious among fans. This raises a critical question. Is NASCAR too dependent on randomness at superspeedways? When the draft dictates so much of the outcome, experience alone no longer guarantees an advantage. The implications are profound. This was not an isolated incident. Cletus demonstrated that the door is open for unexpected contenders. The traditional definition of belonging in NASCAR is evolving, and the sport currently lacks a definitive answer for what lies ahead. And Cletus himself? His post-race response illuminated precisely why this moment resonated so deeply. His self-assessment following the race was remarkably honest and astute. "Well, looking at that, I think I needed to back up a smidge to get that help that was behind me," he stated, candidly detailing the precise juncture where the victory eluded him. There were no excuses or deflections, only a clear, accurate analysis of the events. He characterized the experience as the greatest race I've ever been a part of in my life. Subsequently, he delivered a now famous one-liner that prompted genuine laughter from the entire Fox broadcast crew, a moment entirely unscripted and authentic. "Honestly, probably the most fun I've ever had with clothes on. It was freaking insane. Talladega." This single statement perfectly encapsulated the joy, disbelief, and raw human experience of achieving something widely considered impossible. Beneath all of this, The Do It for Biff tribute underscored the profound emotional weight that permeated this race, extending far beyond the final results. Greg Biffle's legacy was intrinsically woven into that moment. The verdict is unequivocal. This was not a failure. It was a statement. Very few drivers, regardless of whether they are rookies or seasoned veterans, managed to position themselves for a win at Talladega. Cletus McFarland accomplished this as an outsider at one of motorsports' most challenging and unforgiving tracks. Denny Hamlin's detailed and respectful breakdown serves as the ultimate validation of the performance's profound significance. The perceived chasm between a YouTube personality and a NASCAR contender has undeniably narrowed. At Talladega, anything can happen. But this time, an outsider made sure the entire sport had to pay attention. And that's not going away anytime soon. Asterisk, asterisk, if Cletus McFarland can come .111 seconds from winning at Talladega, who is NASCAR's next surprise? And more importantly, does NASCAR even know how to stop it? This channel is new, and we are genuinely working hard to build something worth watching. Deep NASCAR breakdowns, real analysis, and the stories that actually matter beyond the surface-level headlines. We are pushing toward 1,000 subscribers, and every single subscription helps us keep creating content like this. If this breakdown gave you something to think about, please hit the like button and subscribe. It genuinely makes a difference for a growing channel like ours. Do you think Cletus can actually win at Talladega next time? Or was this a unique confluence of circumstances? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Asterisk, asterisk.